She sent something to a few of her friends, and she was like giving me head or something like that.
People were like, "You give really good head," and I was like, "I really do, don't I?"
Hey, I'm getting in trouble after this. We think we should be talking about it.
Welcome back to the very late night show. I'm your host, Chaos Talks, and there is no order. I do mean none without chaos. Now tonight, I wanted to bring you love. You know, I've had different guests on my show. We've talked about love. We kind of hinted on it, but no one was in love and there was no couples. But me, I needed to see love and I needed to get a couple. So tonight I searched and I found. Yes, I did. I found a beautiful model by the name of Naomi, and I also found a film director by the name of Bakari.
Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves, can we talk? How is she modeling?
And what is he doing tonight on Chaos Talks? So, Bakari, Naomi, how y'all feeling?
I'm good.
I'm feeling all right today. It's a good day. Glad we could finally make this happen.
Right?
Oh my God, we've been trying to make this happen for some time. It's incredible.
It feels like months, low key.
Yeah.
It was.
It was, yeah.
Now, you are a model. You're from...
Jamaica.
When did you get here?
I got here like 5 years ago.
You are gorgeous. Oh my God.
Thank you.
How did you find her? What were you doing? Where are you? What happened?
We actually met online. It was a dating app, actually, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just, it was right after the pandemic.
Yeah,
Or
right.
like towards the back end of the pandemic. And I saw her pictures. And I messaged her, actually. I think it was a funny first interaction. Do you remember? That's why. So it's funny. You introduced us not the Whistle Downs. You introduced us as Naomi and Bakari. But the thing is, her stage name Naomi Whistledown. A lot of people in the industry know us as the Whistle Downs.
Yeah.
Right. So whenever we come on spaces, they say the Whistle
Ladies and gentlemen, the Whistle Down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really funny because how our relationship started actually kind of portends how she got that whole name. She was a big fan of Bridgerton, right? And so in my first message, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
My first message, she had a Bridgerton reference.
Yeah.
So I shot her a message and we kind of bonded over that.
I was like,
And
I was like, he gets it.
That was the move. I don't know. I saw it. I saw the intro. I saw she gave me the opportunity. I just ran with it. I hit her with that line. To this day, she says that's the best first message she's ever gotten.
That ass was the best pickup line ever.
Because you felt like he related to you?
It really, because I think my name on the I don't even know. The name I chose was Lady Whistledown.
Yeah,
and everybody kept
Lady
fucking it up. I was
Whistledown.
like, nigga, shut up, because you didn't even get it. And then his first message, he was like, he got it right off.
I was like, oh, you're Lady Whistledown, and like I did like a little reference to Bridgerton and everything.
And I was like,
it was a vibe.
this shit, because I found the right one. Yeah. So he got it right off the bat.
Yeah.
So let's get into the things now. You said her stage name. I would like for you to tell me, my incredible audience. I would like for you to tell us, what type of model are you?
Oh, I'm a porn model.
Ooh, that's hot.
The adult variety.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, how did you get into that?
Oh, my days. So I was working in corporate. I was actually working as a banker at the time. And I just wasn't feeling it that much. And I watched porn a lot like everybody else. And I was like, I think this will really work for me. And a lot of people were like, you give really good head. And I was like, I really do, don't I? And I was like, if you're really good at something, you might as well make money off it.
I concur, she does. Do you remember what happened? So you remember you were doing corporate, right?
Okay, put my business on the jump street like that. Okay, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, that's what we're here for. Chaos, I'm getting in trouble after this. No, we were doing corporate. We were doing corporate. And we were just like recording some little shit, and we sent some shit to friends. I guess she sent something to a few of her friends because she was like giving me head or something like that. And her friends were like, "Oh shit, like that looks so hot, whatever." And we were just laughing, making jokes. I was like, "Yo, you could do this, you know, you could do like OnlyFans or one of these things." And she was like, just kind of laughed and was like, "Yeah, I thought about it."
Work, though.
Yeah,
I don't think people fuck with it like that.
Yeah, she's like, "I thought about it."
The way that you look. Oh wait, we forgot to mention one thing because you're so gorgeous. You're a special kind of girl. Could you tell? We haven't mentioned that.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned that.
No, we have not.
Should we? I think we should mention that. Should we not?
I think we should.
I think that's a big part of this story too.
I think we should be talking about it.
She's a transgender woman.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Whistle now. Now we can finish on with the story. Okay, now what was it? You said.
So basically, I was telling her.
Did she just say ta-da? Okay, so listen.
She was giving me a head. I was just telling her. I looked up. I said, "Shit, you could do this shit." It was a joke. We were laughing about it. She was like, "I don't think I could." I'm like, "Bitch, I know you lying, right? Like, what? Yeah. What do you mean you don't think you could?" Yeah. And fuck it. One day I just decided, because she said she really wants to. I was like, "Do you?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, I'm miserable at my corporate job. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it. I hate doing this job every day. Mm-hmm. She called me up every time like, "Oh, I hate this job. I hate this job. I hate this job." I was like, "Fuck it." I didn't tell her. I just opened up the account and I just said, "I'm gonna start this whole shit." I started an Instagram for her. Mm-hmm. I started all that shit. I was at the crib. I just started it.
And he just became a manager.
Yeah, and before you know it, it's getting all these numbers, and I'm like, "Baby, you might want to see this," because she didn't believe that she could. I wanted to show her that she was exactly who the fuck I knew she was.
I love that so much.
And then that's it.
So as we're having this conversation, I'm showing you our incredible Instagram, because once I looked at your Instagram, well, I only see the Instagram. I haven't seen the OnlyFans yet. Mm. But I seen the Instagram and I'm like, she looks gorgeous, incredible. Now I want to speak to this, right? Mm. I want to make sure this camera, so I know that this one is like moving. Is this one capturing me too as a whole? Okay, cool. Thank you. I want to get into, because this is Chaos Talks and we do talk, you know. Right. So can we talk?
Absolutely. Let me take this seriously.
Well, you know, I just want to ask a few questions.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's up?
Okay, so with this all, right? Mm-hmm. This is a beautiful transgender woman, so that has ease to it. But society is society, and it's very difficult sometimes. I hate you all. Sometimes. How did you get comfortable dating a transgender woman? If we take the beauty away, because she's gorgeous, so that's that.
I don't think you have to get comfortable when something feels right. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's really a process. I'd like to tell you it was difficult. It was this whole, you know, really wasn't. I just knew when I met her, it really wasn't so much about she's trans, or I just knew when I met her, she was the type of person who I really, really was impressed by. And the funny thing enough, you're talking about beauty and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. You can ask my friends. I called my friends up the minute we finished the date. And it's funny because we went on our first date. And then that night we talked for like hours.
We spent like 3 hours in the car.
3 hours in the talk in the middle of Harlem. Mm-hmm. You know, as probably in hindsight know more about what I know about Harlem. That might not have been a good idea. But still, fuck it.
You gotta think about it.
Exactly.
Everything's not 125th.
It was exactly 125th. It was exactly on 125th.
Everything's not 125th. Okay.
I was 125th. So but it was a vibe. I love Harlem. I love her. Shout out Harlem. So we were sitting outside and we were talking, and you know, after that I was like, you know, when can I see you again? And she was like, "Oh shit, I'm free tomorrow." So I said, that's when I knew. I said, "I bet I'll see you tomorrow then." Mm-hmm. I saw her tomorrow, and I've been seeing her every day ever since.
Was she your first girl of trans experience?
Yeah. But again, I didn't really care about that, because for me, it was about who she was. You know, a lot of the things, you know, not to brag too much. I don't want her to blush a little bit too much or maybe get too big a head. She's this woman right here is a phenomenal intellect. That's what really drew me to her. It's not about the looks. It's about there's someone I could talk to, and somebody who I could understand and who understood me. And it wasn't like there was any sort of barrier in terms of like the knowledge level and knowledge. I mean, one of the brightest, most intelligent, no, seriously, most intuitive people I've ever met in my life. And I ran home after, and I called my friend up, you know, both straight men, you know, "Hey, I met this girl, you know, and she's just like, she's gorgeous." But fuck that. this is like the smartest girl I've ever. I mean, oh my God. You know, she's just like business minded, serious, like diligent, funny, all this stuff. I'm telling him, you know, I try to lie to her now. I tell her she's not funny, but she knows she's funny, so it's what it is. Yeah. Sometimes you're funny. Not when you turn it on me though. That's crazy. But nah, like I called my friend. I told him this girl's amazing, and he said, "So sounds like this is like I never heard you call me about. You know, I'm not saying I'm a player, but I mean I've been around a little bit.
Well, are you a player? Were you a player?
Yeah, I've been a little bit in the past, but not. You know,
okay.
I'm a good guy. But at the end of the day, you know, he was like, "Are you serious? So this is like the one?" And I was like, honestly, and this is from date one. I kid you not. I said it feels like it. It feels like it, and I knew from then. So when I told him, then I said it. I said, "Yeah, she's trans."
And what did he say?
And he said, "Fuck, if it makes you, she make you happy." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I ain't seen anybody who you felt like this before. So shit, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do." So shout out to your friend.
Yeah.
Now have you, prior to him, right? Have you had any experiences with heterosexual men?
Actually, I was married before this.
I love this show. I love that we talk. Who were you married to? What was going on?
Oh my gosh, when I first moved to America, because I moved 5 years ago, I was married to like a cis man. But at the time I hadn't started my transition yet.
Okay.
That was a very interesting experience because telling him I was trans, he knew this before. Because when I was in Jamaica, I was working in advocacy, and part of my work was to kind of like create a safe space for me to live there.
Right.
So he knew about this. So coming to America, telling him that you're trans, I think he had this idea of what trans people look like, how they should be. How they
And
should
this is your ex-husband or him?
Okay. My husband. But it was a very interesting experience. I started my transition, and then things just weren't working. Then we got divorced, and then after that, I moved to New York. So I do have experience dating cis men. Was married to one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I would like for you to speak to, because I had my cue cards, y'all. But see, when it's good, it's good. It's good. I would like for you to tell us a little bit about the experience of what it's like to be a part of the LGBTQI plus community in Jamaica, because I have an idea of what it's like, but you were there. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Oh my goodness. It's a very interesting experience there, because if you're considered to be someone who can afford to navigate spaces there, living in Jamaica, it can be hazardous, but you can live there. It can be okay. If you don't have the resources to navigate spaces safely, it can be very dangerous for you.
In spaces like the gully.
Yeah, people who had to resort to living in the gully, quote unquote, the gully. It's very unsafe for them. They had to do sex work. They had to do what they had to do. And then a lot of them were attacked. They were killed and stuff. So they had to kind of have this mass migration where they left Jamaica through South America and Central America, and then they made their way here to seek asylum. So living there, and most of my work there as an advocate was trying to create safe spaces, try to lobby the government to change laws and make it so that people could go to the hospital and healthcare facilities to get healthcare and stuff like that. Because we take it for granted just going to the doctor and getting healthcare, but when you're queer and you're trans and you're in a country like Jamaica, you can't just go to the doctor as yourself affirmed and get healthcare, because it can be very violent by the people who are in the waiting area for you and the nurses and the doctors. So it was very interesting. And I left there because of that. And when I left there and I came to America, my main goal was to just go full speed ahead in my transition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, thank you.
Thank you.
I work in the field right now, and so I deal with a lot of people who come from, like, literally straight from Jamaica, seeking asylum, and it's just so, it is like the resilience of it all. For them to even make it here is like, oh my God, I'm so happy to
just like how they make it here too.
To hear those stories, I hear those stories, and I'm just like, I'm not grateful enough. I'm not thankful enough. To just be born in America is a privilege in itself because of the things we get to experience. And so Thank you for the work. I really appreciate it.
It's her resilience, man. That was one of the things that really do me, you know. But it's also it's funny to even to hear you say that about like being born in America. It's funny because sometimes she's shed a light on things for me that I thought were like great here, and she's like, well, actually, there's places in which we have so many blind spots that we don't even realize.
Oh, yes.
And we have so many ways in which the system is failing us that we don't even realize, right? And we get so accustomed to it because the way they do things here is like they make us feel grateful for the scraps that we eat.
Right.
And it's like it's enough, and it's not enough. And when I got with her and I realized this is who I wanted to be with, I made a conscious decision that if I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna do it half-assed. Anyone who knows me know I don't half-ass shit. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it 150%. And that means that there's gonna be no secrecy. There's gonna be no tiptoeing around things. There are times she didn't even want to go somewhere. I'm like, no, you're coming with me publicly. I'm not playing this game. I'm very serious about people who I care about. But more so than anything, it's not about just living. It's not about surviving, because she did that already. When I met her, my statement to her was, you survived. But now it's time to have a quality of life to thrive.
Yeah.
It's time to thrive. I'm about thriving, and I'm tired of witnessing our people not thrive. I'm tired of seeing people in our communities, whether it's trans or just as Black people, we don't thrive often enough because we're told that it's good enough just to survive. It's not. It's not good enough anymore. Right. It's no longer okay for us just to make it with just what we have. Now I want exactly what everybody else has. I want the penthouse. I will have that penthouse. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me. I want everything that they can give me. I'm going to take it.
And more. And so with that, we're going to get into these cue cards. Honestly, truly, no, I'm with it. I'm with it. That's why I just let you go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Sorry, I get a little excited.
We're not, no, it's to be excited because we are. You two are literally a power couple. You are in business with each other.
Right.
I wanted to speak to it just a bit if you have a moment.
Oh, boy.
Tell us about what you all are doing with your business endeavors.
Okay, you going to go first? Or are you going to force it on me?
Well, you know
you go
what?
First. You go first.
I think the business model that we have, it was born out of this one time I went to Philly.
Okay.
And I...
It's Philly and Philly and Philly and Philly.
Right. And
Shout out Isle the King. I know exactly what you're talking about, my man. Isle the King.
Yeah.
Who we shot with, right?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
And we did a collab with this amazing guy in Philly. He does like fetish stuff, dom stuff like that.
Okay.
So he has all this wonderful leather gears and stuff. So we went there, and it was like a month in advance of Halloween, and I was like, well, I want to do something horror for Halloween because I'm really into the macabre and stuff. So he came up with this brilliant idea, the concept and everything, and we filmed it. And we filmed it and we posted it on Twitter and stuff. I thought I was doing something cute because I'm like, hey, I'm ahead of Halloween schedule, whatever. And it just took on. It just took a life of its own. Everybody was like, bitch, you ate. And I was like...
So wait, what was y'all doing? Y'all were having sex? Like,
it was a...
Give it to me, let me
It was a fetish. Yeah, it was a fetish theme. So this guy, Isle the King, shout out Isle the King. Look him up. He's amazing, fantastic.
Tag will be...
I got to do the plug. My man does these full head to toe leather. And that was it, latex.
And I'm gonna show. As you guys are describing these things, I'm gonna show as much as I can on YouTube. So
I'll give you clips too.
Yeah.
You have to.
I got you.
Hey, go on.
You got this head to toe latex. My man was wearing. He came in. It's just like regular white guy. It's like a superhero, man. He's like this regular guy comes in. He's short guy, regular guy. Then he gets into his. He says, "Okay, let me get in my suit." Starts oiling up, getting in his latex suit. Puts on. It has horns. I mean, this man looks like a sexy kind of devil,
straight from hell,
like straight out of.
And this was you and the guy.
Yeah. And so we shot this. We shot this scene, and at first, we were trying to figure, they wanted to know what we're going to do, and they kind of threw it on me. I'm like, okay, I got to make something. And we have a hotel room, and we got her here, and we got this guy with this rubber outfit, and I can't waste it. So here's what I did.
Okay.
I said, we're going to turn this into kind of like a poltergeist. Kind of like, this man is her dead lover, right? He comes back.
American Horror Story.
He comes, right, exactly. So he comes back from the dead, right? And he's not quite back. He's like basically he's unmoored and he's tethered to this world, and because he has unfinished business, and the unfinished business is with her,
Right.
and so he comes in, and she's walking around, she's walking up these stairs, this creepy back hallway. She's walking upstairs to the hotel. And then he just appears behind her. She don't see him. She opens the door to her hotel room. Then he comes in, and we filmed it real like Hitchcock style with the hand comes.
Don't say anyone. Y'all gotta pay for that.
No. I'm gonna tell you. It's that part is free. It's the actual sex they gotta pay for. He comes in. He comes in, and he's just giving it to her, right in her dreams, and she doesn't know. She wakes up. Is it a dream or is it real? So she comes back the next night. She gets sexy. She waits for this motherfucker. Now she wants to see what happens.
This whole scene is
and
actually
he comes
a
back,
part.
and he comes back, and he gives her the business. But when she wakes up again, he's gone, and it's left as a mystery. Was he real? Was he dead? Was he alive?
Were you having a wet dream?
Right. But we see as we fade back, and this is one of my favorite parts. We fade back from the screen. You know that Doja Cat song, "Streets," where they put your head on my shoulder. Right. It comes out, and then boom, it hits it. You see that he's got his fetish gear is laying on the floor. So I think it was definitely there.
Because this was around the time that the pandemic when that was hot. Y'all ate that.
And it cuts. And then that's the end of the scene. So when we
did the whole
we did
thing
that,
was literally like improvising in the moment because we had some obstacles, and then he
Don't we all?
really smart, like how he was able to like just like pivoted and just like create something to make it like really wonderful. This really speaks to how genius he is. But the whole scene, because when we, I mean, collect. So the whole scene.
I mean, I am,
part of because I really like the macabre and I like the BDSM community. So it really is a part of the series that we're doing called Submission Therapy, where he is actually in the series as my therapist. So it's like my partner died, and then I went to Philly, and I had this dream and everything, and I was talking to my therapist to be like, oh my God, I have this dream, and so that's pretty much the whole premise of the show. So he came up with that like on the spot, and he's really brilliant because he just comes up with these ideas, and I just add to it, and it just creates this wonderful thing. So then after we posted it on Twitter, a lot of people were just like, oh my God, that's great. The cinematography of it just amazing. Who did this? And then I'm like, oh honey, my man.
My man.
Yeah, my man.
What was it? What is he to you?
It just kind of just took a life of its own.
Yeah.
And then now, we have a lot of creators who want to collab with us. And then that led us to how we created the model, like how we're gonna like capitalize on this. I realized that when I first started OnlyFans, I was just a small creator that was on social media. Nobody really knew. They just saw a pretty face and some lingerie, and that's kind of like what I was doing. And I thought I was like doing it.
Yeah.
Come to realize, like there was more to it, and I tried to reach out to like other creators, like, hey, would you work with me? And
shut down constantly. The number of people reading DMs, we know who you are. Remember every single name. Read the DMs. Read the DMs and then just keep
literally
going.
read, and I realized that that's kind of a trend in the community. We have new creatives coming up, or people who are in the community wanting to work, especially Black creators. They don't really collab with each other. Everybody's trying to like
crabs in a barrel.
Yeah, work upwards instead of like looking at like who's around you to collaborate linearly and just like grow together. So we just kind of like created this concept to be like, hey, how about we just collab with other creators who are in New York, other girls, because I realized a lot of girls, they don't realize that there is like power, like some currency in just like collabing with yourself. There's a bag waiting for you if you collab with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And that to me was the importance of this project and what we're doing. And that's what everything we're doing is about. So we go to people and we don't ask for any money. We don't ask for any financial gain because at the end of the day, I mean, we take the content, we can put it out on our platform too. So we can monetize it that way. We tell them the following, because we know a lot of them don't have resources. We say, here, we'll put up the money. We'll fund the project. We'll create everything for you. Now we have an ownership of some of the work, but we're gonna give you that work. And you're gonna be able to put it on your platform for free. No, here you go. So you take the platform, you monetize it on your platform. We monetize on our platform. And what happens is it's a mutually beneficial situation. And that's how we grow. We're trying to take our community and take our people and just actually give them better content.
Because a lot of the girls, they want to create, but it's just them and whomever they're collabing with.
Right.
And you have a tripod and a camera, you're not really getting all the amazing angles, and then you have to stop and just like, so having someone there to just like film for you.
Exactly.
Brush your hair, make sure you look cute the whole time, sweetie. Make sure your makeup looks good.
Yep.
And then, not just that, after the whole thing, edit the video in such a way that it's very it's cinematic,
right?
And just help create content and help with set design and stuff like that. Because I do that part, so it's just like having the help with that is what I think a lot of girls are missing. So it's not like we're kind of like we're running a studio, but not really.
Yeah.
It's like we're there to help. You have your own studio. If you need help with setting up like the set and everything, just tell me your idea, and I literally take it seriously, do like a whole mood board, everything, collab with you to make sure that your vision is actually coming to fruition. Right. And then
I'll take it. I'll write I'll flesh out the story, make it a little deeper, give it some legs, give it some creative juice, and then I'll go and do all the editing, handle the details in terms of making it cinematic, taking it from a small idea into growing into like a tree.
And the shit he can do with.
I mean, we literally just heard. We just heard. There's something. 1 second. How are we on time?
Yeah, 25 minutes right now.
25 minutes, great.
There is one thing.
Would you say?
We're trying so bad. Production companies, and we can talk about quality for long as everyone has these camera phones. But the black creators are so selfish.
No, they are exactly. There is something I want to touch on. It's
wrong. It's wrong.
There is one thing I wanted to touch on though,
because we're not rapping. I just wanted to kind of.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to add to this because there's an overarching goal to what I don't even know if I've really shared it with her. There's an overarching goal what I'm trying to do. I think choice is important. I think choice and I'm gonna get to that. I think choice and consent. We talk about consent all the time when it comes to sex, and when it comes to talk about choice. A lot of women in this industry do not have choices. They do it because they have to. They don't do it because they want to. And in terms of when it comes to escorting, when it comes to other types of things, they don't have the options that some other people have, whether because of economic reasons, whatever. Some of them kicked out of their house, at a young age.
I think the difference between survival sex.
I witnessed. So I witnessed this. I witnessed this.
That's why I want you to be very specific.
No, I'm going to tell you what I'm about to say. I witnessed. There's a point I'm getting to. I witnessed this, and I said, how can I help people and meet them where they're at? Instead of just telling them, hey, we got so many groups, special interest groups that just tell you what you should do with your life. I meet you where you're at, tell you, if we help you with your content, we make it something that can make you a lot of money. So you actually can choose who you want to see, how you want to interact with people, make the choices of the kind of shoots you want to do so that you're not behind the 8 ball, trying to work your ass off, trying to just make ends meet. There are so many people who they don't have access to even stuff like editing software, the kind of editing software they want to use. So when I do this, I sit down with girls, I say, okay, so what are we going to do? This is how we're going to take your project. We're going to gussy it up. We're going to make it nicer. It's going to become professional quality. I want to see girls get AVNs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see girls actually be able to say, hey, if I want to collab with somebody, I can. If I don't feel like it, if this guy's giving me weird vibes or whatever, I could be like, you know what? I don't want to do that. It's not. I'm not forced to put out content. I'm not in a crunch to put out content because I have production companies that meet me where I'm at. Don't try to tell me how I should perform because a lot of production companies do that. They tell you what you're supposed to do and they don't give you choices. I never tell a girl, hey, this is the industry, so you should do this. If you don't like something, don't do it. If you're not interested in a certain act or something, don't do it. I'm not here to make you do something you're not. Girls tell me what they want to do, and then I do what they want to do because that's what production companies should be doing.
Okay.
We're literally just here to bring your vision.
That's it. And that's what our goal is. So it's almost like we're continuing her advocacy, but we're doing it through porn, I guess.
That was a very interesting way to put that. So basically what I'm hearing is this is a safe space for girls to come and create and to get a bag. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, get a bag.
I don't know if it's not going to be there. So it's going to continue always because you guys are only going to get bigger. And will you always be hands-on in these projects? Because you'll get bigger. You'll probably need more production, more editors, more video.
The goal is to add more people. Is to add. We have people who we trust, who we work with. I only work with people I trust. I don't work with people I don't. And those people, we're going to add more. We're going to give them resources. We're going to show them how we do things and slowly turn it into an actual production company. And as that happens, I still don't want to lose sight of the fact that then we monetize things. I still don't want to lose sight of the fact that, hey, we are doing it to help others. So we are going to have wings of what we do that kind of work to charitably outreach to people and help them get better in the industry. Because I think that's important.
Right.
It's our choice. It's our choice. Now, I do want to ask this question. You all are in a relationship, right? And you just talking about this amazing, stimulating scene, if you will. But you are able to watch your partner have sex with someone else. How is that?